lonely teens embrace imaginary friend app.
This news is several months old, but I read the article, we both read it. It's very interesting, that's why we're going to cover it. It doesn't even say what the name of the app is, but over 4 million, mostly Korean teens have downloaded this app that allows them to, bless you, chat with an imaginary friend and write simple things and get a response to such phrases as I'm lonely or I'm depressed and give them some comfort.
And it also said, according to the statistics, that 58.2% of middle schoolers are having unstable relationships, and that 1 in 5 are likely to face some sort of bullying.
4 million people downloading this is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's why we're talking about it. I'm sure there are some of you out there that are lonely. I know I'm lonely sometimes, and I have you all the time here.
I remember when I was a middle schooler, I definitely felt lonely a lot of the time.
I talked about 1 in 5 kids at risk of being bullied. When I read that, I immediately thought about the other 4 out of 5 that aren't being bullied. Some of them are doing the bullying. There's so much bullying still going on. It's just unfortunate that that's how society still is.
It is unfortunate, but it is an aspect of life and reality, and what can we do to help these teens that are feeling lonely, that are feeling bullied. Korea still has the highest suicide rate in the world. What can we do to try to counteract some of that and help teens feel that they have somebody to talk to? An app like this is helpful. This is not the first kind of thing that I've heard of like this. I remember, oh man, back when the Nintendo DS first came out, how they had games out of Japan where you could go and have imaginary, like, DS girlfriends or friend kind of apps where you could go and have somebody to invest in. I remember, like, fake boyfriend and fake girlfriend things where you could go and use them to, like, you know, pretend that you weren't single.
What I was gonna say is this is the future. This is totally the future. And as we progress with technology and get to the point where we can't even tell the difference between a computer and a human, when a computer can pass the Turing test, that's when you know that this is for real, this is here to stay, this is not weirdo stuff. When the internet first came out, almost everybody said things like, oh, don't go on the internet and interact with strangers, that's creepy and weird. And we don't necessarily think that it is anymore so much, because we have YouTube and we see all these people that we don't know and you watch them on video and then you immediately have some sort of connection to some people on there because we all relate to each other in more ways than we realize. And this is just the next step in that progression of technology that's going to help comfort us or going to help us feel better. As it is over there, everyone's on their smartphone more than they are here. Wherever country you're watching this from, Korean people are on their smartphones more than just about any country in the world.
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be cool though if this app, instead of just doing an imaginary thing, found a way to connect these students with each other? So like one lonely student could talk to another lonely student and actually build real friendships.
Part of the other problem though is Korean students are so busy. You know what I'm talking about. And they just don't have enough time to invest in making long-term friendships unless, for example, somebody is geographically close to their home and they're walking to school together every day. I mean, that's where the friendships come in. But then kids that are at school that don't necessarily live in that person's particular close-knit neighborhood, they might be friends with them, but then they're too busy because they're in school, especially once they get in high school, until midnight, and then they don't have time to, their mother won't even let them be friends because they have to study because they gotta get in a good university.
Even before that, because they have, you know, they could be in elementary school, they could be in middle school and have after school hagwon, private school that they have to attend, and if, you know, they're not going to the same after school program as their friend, maybe they have a hard time with their friendships.
If you were a Korean teen, would you download and try this app?
Probably. I'd probably give it a shot because it'd just be interesting.
Computer have a name?
I don't know.
Can you choose the computer's name?
I don't know.
I just opened up a whole can of worm of questions.
There's so many questions I have about this.
What about you guys? Would you download this app? Would you try it out? Do you ever feel lonely and don't feel like you have anybody that you can turn to? Would you turn to a computer? I think if you don't think of it as a computer, then are you okay?
Yeah, I just...
Snot's coming out of your nose?
Yeah, anyways, so...
Also, click the like button, click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.